Good afternoon or good evening. What am I thinking? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for tuning in. Good afternoon. Let's fix that. Thank you so very much for tuning in. It's going to be a lot of fun. This segment is going to be a lot of fun. And like Crazy Eddie said, vote Republican, amazing viewers. I definitely want you to vote Republican. The Republican Party, or I should say Trump's Republican Party. Leonard Silva, yes. Trump's Republican Party is going to keep control. Hello, David, of the the House and the Senate, and that is a done deal. And because the GOP pretty much has already won, they will win. They'll keep control of the House and the Senate. I wrote a Daily Caller article on this. I'm on RT's Crosstalk. I state this about 30 times per segment. But let's go ahead and have a prayer, shall we? This is to no deity in particular, but to anyone who wants to listen. Dear Lord, on the evening of November 6th, 2018, keep everyone safe, especially the liberals who will be forced to come to terms with the fact that they've spent 2 years, 2 treacherous years, trying to impeach Trump on evidence purchased by Hillary Clinton, a conspiracy theory sanctioned by John O'Brien. Please make sure that their monumental epic collapse, insanity, is only amusing and not frightening to the point of true insanity. Thank you so much, Lord. Toodaloo. Talk to you later. Bye. They're going to melt down on November 6, 2018. And thank you, Scott. Thank you. They're going to make thank you, Eddie. Thank you. You do that too. CJ. Yes. What's going to happen? Why is my Sam Kinison always okay? I'll fix that. Ladies and gentlemen, James Baker testified before Congress, before the House today, closed door session. They asked him questions about Rod Rosenstein, about Fisa, about Clinton emails, about James Comey, about Andrew McCabe. There's a grand jury now. There's a grand jury investigating Andrew McCabe, ready to indict Andrew McCabe. Now, Trump has already declassified information. They are now trying to redact the information that they declassified already. It's all coming crashing down. The Democratic Party is the Titanic. There's the skipper of the Titanic, the Democratic ship that just hit the iceberg is Hillary Clinton. And they don't get it. They don't see how all roads lead to Hillary Clinton. They don't get it. They're like, oh, here we go again. She's campaigning for Andrew Gillum. So you go from cheating Bernie to campaigning for his candidates. That is peak Democratic Party madness. Peak Dem Party madness. But James Baker spoke about why Comey, Strzok, and McCabe used the Steele dossier to, I am Seiler, hello. used the Steele dossier to spy on Carter Page, George Papadopoulos, Manafort, Michael Cohen, and why they used a Steele dossier to spy on Carter Page, but also why they used a Steele dossier to begin a probe that should never have been started because there was no evidence. The only evidence was purchased by Hillary Clinton, and James Baker knows that. And so does Rod Rosenstein. They keep passing the buck. They keep saying, well, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. Rod Rosenstein says, well, it's not my fault. It's James Comey's fault. James Comey says, well, it's not my fault. It's John Brennan's fault. John Brennan says, well, it's not my fault. It's we got this information from an MI6 agent. Christopher Steele says, well, it's not my fault. I worked for Fusion GPS. Fusion GPS says, well, it's not our fault. It's not Glenn Simpson's fault. Hillary Clinton purchased it. They keep passing the buck. Well, we just didn't know. Well, then why did you investigate? Well, we had to. We were suspicious. That's not the way investigations take place. Hillary Clinton cheats Bernie Sanders. Hillary Clinton loses to Trump, but along the while, during all of this, there's a Clinton email investigation that James Baker, that James Comey, that Andrew McCabe, that Peter Strzok, that Lisa Page covered up. They did not ask how she transferred top secret intelligence from SIPRNet, JWICs, and SCIFs. They did not ask, and they did not want to know. Wingless Angel, we love you. Wingless Angel. They did not want to know. They didn't ask. They didn't want to know. They didn't care. They didn't care because if they truly wanted to find out, that would have implicated not just Anthony Weiner, but Uma Abedin, of course, Cheryl Mills, a whole bunch of people. Brian Pagliano, the one who would be implicated the most after Hillary Clinton. If you're Brian Pagliano at this moment, you pretty much should know that you're not going to be treated like the Awans. The Awans got a sweetheart deal because that whole thing started under the Obama administration, or during the Obama administration. But if you're Brian Pagliano, the man who set up Clinton's server, and Justin Cooper, who do you think Hillary Clinton is going to throw under the bus or blame? James Baker was James Comey's chief of staff, his right-hand man. James Comey has stated, I'll go ahead and testify against Andrew McCabe. I didn't have him leak any information about the Clinton Foundation probe. That's ongoing right now. There's a DOJ email probe and a Clinton Foundation probe right now. It's taken place since January. So I'm all over the place, but there's just so much. It's such a wide web of deceit. As they were cheating Bernie Sanders, the FBI was actively covering up Hillary Clinton's crimes. As they were actively covering up Hillary Clinton's crimes, where she transferred top secret intelligence from SIPRNet, JWICs, and SCIFs onto an unencrypted server, you then have Operation Crossfire Hurricane. Crossfire Hurricane. Oh, wow, that's so cool. Wow. You want to know what the email probe was? Mid-year exam. Wah, wah, wah. That's not fun at all. It should have been called, Operation Root Canal. Or Operation, colonoscopy or something. Like, who wants a mid-year exam? No, of course, they're like, yeah, mid-year exam. Whatever. Who cares what she did? Yeah, sure, she had top secret intelligence outside the United States government. Oh, yeah, sure. Libtier. Justin Mooney, yeah. Sure, her servers were hacked by China. We know that from Charles McAuliffe. We know all of this stuff, really, who cares? They named it mid-year exam. They didn't care. They didn't want to They didn't want to really find out. They didn't really care about how she engaged in the illegal activity. They didn't care how many emails that were classified on Anthony Weiner's computer. They just didn't care. What's it to them? I mean, they didn't like they weren't, let's say, they didn't love Hillary, but she was a lot better than Trump. So who cares? We'll stop it, honey. Lisa Page was like, he's not gonna win, right? He's not gonna win, right, honey? And then Peter Strzok was like, we'll stop it, honey. That didn't work. The insurance policy didn't work because after mid-year exam, there was Crossfire Hurricane. Crossfire Hurricane. Wow, Crossfire Hurricane. That's so great. That's a really wonderful. Well, where's the evidence? Well, we have something that Clinton purchased. Well, that's good. Let's use that. Is it verified? Is it verifiable even? Are there facts? No, there's no facts. There are no facts at all. In fact, it's a conspiracy theory that is absolutely ridiculous. So what's going to take place? Well, it states that Carter Page, George Papadopoulos, Paul Manafort, and Michael Cohen worked with Russian intelligence to swing the election towards Trump. Any evidence of that? No. How is it compiled? Russian sources. Who bought it? Hillary Clinton. Who published it? BuzzFeed. What's taking place with BuzzFeed? Well, they're suing the DNC now. Really? That's interesting. Why are they doing that? Well, because they're getting sued for defamation. They actually published something that said it's not verified. This information is not verified and contains errors. So James Comey's like, yep, let's use it for an investigation. Then they get a FISA warrant based on that, something that has not been verified, and an alleged conversation between Alec. Why is this? I gotta use better Scotch tape. Okay. Anyway, and a conversation between George Papadopoulos and Alexander Dumbo Downer. So you have a situation where it's like this was so obviously, so overtly illegal. Then you had Susan Rice unmasking names. Then you had different outlets saying that Trump is going to be impeached because he worked with Russia, and Russia really cares about Russia really is scared of the Democrats, Why? Oh, well, because Obama failed to veto the sale of uranium. That's how they were really, really scared of Democrats because, they didn't already receive the 20% of U.S. uranium capacity. Trump actually sold more weapons to the Ukraine, sold weapons to the Ukraine. And he sold weapons to the Ukraine and imposed more sanctions on Russia. But, it's all about, fearing Hillary Clinton because she would have been so tough. She was quiet as a church mouse. She said absolutely nothing for once in her life on the Committee on Foreign Investment. So, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That really makes a lot of sense. So, obviously, the whole thing was nonsense. It was such an overt attempt, such an overt and diabolical attempt to blame a country for the loss of a political party, and Republicans are going to keep control of the House and keep control of the Senate. And did you know the real James Baker is still alive? I mean, this is James Baker, um, the agent that was Comey's chief of staff, but James Baker, the White House chief of staff from Reagan's White House, Treasury Secretary, U.S. Secretary of State, sorry, and Secretary of the Treasury under Reagan, Secretary of State, and White House chief of staff under George W. Bush. He's 88. But yeah, I mean, you're looking at the most. It was a state-sanctioned, media-driven conspiracy theory that said Trump worked with Russia to hack the DNC to inform us that Bernie Sanders was cheated. And then to add insult to injury, the person who was cheated forgave the Democratic Party in 2 seconds, promptly lost the election along with Clinton, because the whole thing is, well, he doesn't want to be blamed. They lost anyway. Now they try to, they try to say, well, this was his chance to go to get Medicare for all and all that stuff. No. The Medicare for all candidates are going to be absolutely decimated. So, Andrew Gillum's going to lose. Beto O'Rourke's going to lose. And you're going to have Democrats blame Bernie Sanders. So that's what's going to take place. And it's all going to be tied to, think about all the losses that you had before the eventual monumental loss for Democrats in the midterms. You have the Kavanaugh debacle. You have the Kavanaugh debacle. You have Elizabeth Warren, who's won 1,024th. 1,024th. Native American, possibly 10 generations ago. Possibly. It's kind of like Elizabeth Warren's Native American heritage is like the Steele dossier. You can't disprove it, but you really can't. You can't prove it, so it means nothing. So she's won 1,024th, possibly. And actually, you can 10 generations ago, he's not. That backfired. So it's such a monumental, epic burn and backfire. It backfired to the point of absurdity. How do you the Trump derangement syndrome? The Trump derangement syndrome is so strong that you have people who are hurting themselves. You have people who are hurting themselves. It's just unbelievable. Then you have the security clearance. Then you had Rod Rosenstein, who's out the door. Notice how you haven't heard of Mueller, because the report is coming. Everyone who possibly could have been charged has already been charged, and you're going to see people get pardoned. General Flynn needs to get pardoned or cleared completely. The whole thing was completely fabricated. completely and utterly fabricated. And at the end of the day, you have 2 years, 2 years, culminating on November 6th, 2018. November 6th, 2018 will be the culmination of 2 years of absolute conspiracy theory by the Democratic Party. Absolute conspiracy. He never worked with Russia. Never worked with Russia. Notice how you don't hear too much from John Brennan anymore. Notice how you don't hear too much from the wonderful intelligence community that Democrats claim to love so much. You don't like Michael Cohen, you don't hear from. Avenatti, thank goodness you hear a lot from. He's fantastic. He's the best friend. He's the absolute best friend of all Republican voters and all Trump supporters. But you have all of these sites, all of these places, all of the pundits, all of the same people who told you Trump would lose and that Hillary Clinton would win. The same people are now telling you that Republicans, oh yeah, well they'll probably take the House, or they could at least. But the Senate, but the House is gonna be a blue wave. The Democrats are gonna say, why? You mean people are going to revolt against a great economy? Really? Is that why? I mean, really, people are just going to revolt? Horace! Horace, thank you so very much, Horace. Any truth to the dust-up between Kelly and Bolton? Papa D, I don't think so. It's, again, a bunch of nonsense. Horace, thank you so very much. Prawn D. O'Rourke Avenatti. Horace, thank you. As always, Horace, thank you. Prawn D. O'Rourke Avenatti, I think that at this point right now, if you had to, Prawn D, if you had to ask me, I would say they'd probably go with Joe Biden. Okay? And they lose miserably. But Shiva is awesome in Massachusetts. He is. I saw the interview with Styx. He's great. But I think they go with Uncle Joe. Creepy Uncle Joe. This is a big deal. This is a really big deal. He's scratching how do you scratch my lower back at the same time? That's bizarre. AKA, look at me. Oh, look. Look at me when I say this. Everyone look at me. The Republican Party will keep control of the House. I've written a Daily Caller article about this. I was on RT's Crosstalk on television. I spend pretty much every waking moment. I'm even at restaurants. I'm like, can I have more coffee? And November 6th, the GOP is going to control the House and gain in the Senate. What? No, it's fine. Just more coffee, please. It is going to be fantastic. I think that Joe Biden is probably the person that, or they go with somebody that you've never heard of. Like, I mean, you know what? If they go with Beto O'Rourke, it's gonna. I mean, he's not going to have any national exposure from now until then. So he won't be a senator. He won't be in Congress. So I mean, be on this channel November 6th, 2018, because let me tell you, it is going to be fantastic. Horace, everyone, Prawn D, everyone. It's going to Dean Diefendorf. Thank you. Dean, thank you. Essa Devorian, thank you. Essa Devorian, thank you. It's going to be so great because you have people who are like, "Oh, the polls are real and oh, there's an 80% chance." 538 says 80% chance. And then I mean, the Democrats are just they're in free fall. A third of it's this is I just read it. A third of Maryland Democrats back Republican governor over Democrat Ben Jealous. Like, why would they're not even backing their candidates? And then, like, you talk about the racism. Like, how is there not racism within the Democratic Party? There's a lot of racism. I mean, you're looking at a situation where the Democratic Party won't know what to do with itself. What do they do after 2 years? Like, honestly, like, what did they do after 2 years? What do they do after 2 years of just insanity? 2 years. 2 years. We had to they had to drop they shoved this country into the mud for 2 years, and it's still happening today. They've gone with the same stupid, um oh, gossip. Oh my god. Gossip. Oh, look at Bolton. Bolton and Kelly get into heated shouting match. Oh my god, really? Really? How do we know? Two sources familiar with the argument. Two sources familiar with the argument. Well, we know from two sources familiar with the argument. Hi, my name is two sources familiar with the argument. What's your name? What's your sign? Oh, two sources familiar with the argument. Oh, okay. Fake news again. Great. I mean, you could just like start a website saying anything and then end it with sources familiar with the argument or sources familiar with the story. It's like it's like complete and utter nonsense. I am on record on Twitter. I say Andrew Gillum will lose in Florida. Ron DeSantis will win. Beto O'Rourke will lose in Texas. Ted Cruz will win. I mean, how this is why I say this is like a public service. Like, this is not like a diss. I'm not dissing anyone. But how, if you're a progressive, how are you duped to believe, number one, that the House is going to go Democrat, but number two, that any of the Medicare for All candidates are going to win, but number three, almost most importantly, that Beto O'Rourke could win Texas? Nobody, like the average American, doesn't care about Trump's tweets. They really don't. They really don't care about Trump's tweets. They just don't, okay? They don't. They care about a great economy, and the economy is doing great. The average American doesn't want to abolish ICE. So the average American does not want to abolish ICE. Now, I want citizenship for dreamers. Trump offered that, and they're like, no, we're not going to let you build his wall. I mean, Democrats are like, oh, we're not going to fund the wall. But Trump offered. He said, look, we'll go ahead and we'll give you citizenship for 800,000 young people. No. I mean, do you really think that this is Nancy Pelosi? This is her words, okay? I think she's with the wonderful Paul Krugman, who is fantastically wrong about the economy.
We owe the American people to be there for them, for their financial security, respecting the dignity and worth of every person in our country. And if there's some...
You mean like Correct the Record? When Correct the Record attacked me and all, like, millions of people or hundreds of thousands of people online, David Brock's Correct the Record would attack progressives and people on the left. You mean like hit pieces from the left that were written on me because I was a Bernie Sanders supporter, and then a hit piece. The same publication, Raw Story, wrote a hit piece on me when I was a Bernie supporter, and a hit piece on me when I'm a Trump supporter now. So you can't win. You can't win with these people. The left is vicious. Left calls people Nazi sympathizers and supremacists, and anyone they disagree with, they're completely vicious. So tell us more, Nancy Pelosi, about the dignity of people.
Collateral damage for some others who do not share our view.
What was that?
We owe the American people to be there for them, for their...
Like to cheat Bernie, right? Yeah. Like to blame Russia, right? Yeah.
Financial security, respecting the dignity and worth of every person in our country. And if there's some collateral damage for some others who do not share our view, well, so be it, but it shouldn't be.
So if there's, if it hurts other people, millions of people who just don't agree with me, that's fine. That's fine. Why Hillary Clinton's comments were more painful than Trump. It's already happening. And then Hillary Clinton would have been a far better president than Trump. How? How so? Like, she actually committed crimes. So any involvement, she would be impeached based on evidence. This is the editorial page editor of the Washington Post. So she is trying about horseface, and then she's comparing the horseface comment to Hillary Clinton's Bill Clinton's situation with Monica wasn't that big of a deal. So even the Washington Post is like, yeah, Hillary Clinton's comments were more painful. So it's 2018 and it's October 18th. We're still talking about Hillary, and we'll be talking about Hillary Clinton a lot more. This is bizarre. This is the New York Post. What? Ocasio-Cortez isn't endorsing Bernie Sanders' 2020 bid? What the heck is that about? Oh my God. Oh my God. She'll see what the field looks like, Corbin Trent. Ocasio-Cortez's communication director told Political she's focused on 2018. Oh my God. Bernie's focused on 2018. We're all focused on it. She'll see what the field looks like. Oh my God. Even Ocasio-Cortez is not in for Bernie 2020, which, by the way, that Bernie 2020 will never happen. Even if it does, I'm still voting Trump. But that's like, oh my God. That's the state of the Democratic Party. This is so funny. This is so sad. Thank you, Virginia. This is insane. How do you, it's just the left like continually stabs each other in the back all the time. Elizabeth Warren didn't support Bernie Sanders. So this is how it goes. Elizabeth Warren failed to support Bernie Sanders when he needed it the most. Bernie Sanders was cheated. Bernie Sanders immediately campaigns for Hillary Clinton. $200 million down the blue wave toilet of his voters. Stolen. Really fraud. DNC fraud lawsuit. Jared Beck, Elizabeth Beck, Nico House, 3 heroes. Ebenezer Adams. Left tied into a Gordian thought. Epic loss coming. Oh, epic loss. Epic loss. And then, as if that's not enough, Bernie spends 2 years saying, yeah, Russia myth. Oh, yeah, we saw Russian interference in our campaign. Oh, yeah. They used that against him. They said he honeymooned in Russia. Then he continues that. Then he helps the rise of Ocasio-Cortez, and she won't even say, I'm for Bernie 2020. The whole thing is an overt it's an overt political party that is controlled by Hillary Clinton. She's fundraising for Andrew Gillum. The heart and soul of the Democratic Party is fundraising. It's not value system. You cannot have an Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez and Bill Kristol both rooting for the same. The disparity is too far between the two. You can't have a Bernie Sanders and a neoconservative like Bill Kristol and you just can't. You can't have neocons and Medicare for all people under the same tent. You're getting played. And I say this with all due respect, and I don't want to disrespect anyone. If you're a progressive who says, well, the Democrats are better than Trump, they're playing you. I mean, Trump is by far better than the Democratic Party. We have a great economy. We have peace between North and South Korea. That's too monumental. Oh, well, he does this, he does that. Yeah, Clinton would have done the same things or worse. Clinton has said far worse, done far worse in terms of anything to do with, all the different attributes you don't like about Trump. But it's like, this is just, I can't. The Democratic Party cannot be trusted with power. This is true. They would. So this is Trump.
Rather devastate American communities than defend America's borders. The Democrat Party has become too extreme to be trusted with power.
It's true.
Their radical policies are a danger to your family and to your country. If you want to drain the swamp, you must defeat the Democrats and you must defeat Senator John Tester.
You cannot defeat that message. And the Democrats did it to themselves because they have no value system. They have no value system. They have absolutely no value system, so they have to they have to, what they have to do is they have to get people riled up and angry and yelling and, oh, we gotta get in people's faces. Well, why don't you vote? Why don't you just vote? Like, if you really cared, if you really think this, just vote. But they know they can't vote. They know they're not going to win. So what they'll do is they'll say, oh, they'll say, oh, well, we're really upset We are so upset. We're yelling at everyone. Loud citizen, we must vote. We must get on the phones. Do not rest until it's over. No such thing as an unnecessarily big win. Work. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Loud citizen, yes. Papa D, blue wave will be like those frozen chunks that fall from air. Papa D. So, like, Jim Acosta tweeted this. Trump jokes, press freaks out that he will try to stay in office longer than 2 terms. People in crowd yell, do it, do it. What? I guess, what is that? Okay, I guess it happened, so he's tweeting it fine. New Jersey is turning red. You're looking at Bob Hugan. In my last segment, I counted possibly 10 Senate seats. You could, I mean, possibly 10 Senate seats. That's possible. I mean, 6 to 8 is likely, I'd say. And if you're looking at 6 to 8, there's no way. There's no way that that there's a blue wave in the House. No way at all. And of course, the same people who were wrong, are then going to say, well, Republicans did this and Republicans did that, and they're really dirty. And the same people who were absolutely, completely underhanded and dirty and duplicitous and conniving and all of these, they'll say, oh, well, Trump is, oh my God, we just can't crack the code. We just can't crack the code, the Trump code. I think that Sessions is out after midterms unless he starts playing ball. Yes, I am Jewish. I'm just reading the comments. Unless he plays ball. Horace, thank you. So, I mean, it's like, it's true. Like, the Democratic Party cannot be trusted with power. They have no understanding of how to wield power. They took this women's studies course in the late 90s, and then they said, you know what? We're just going to tailor everything. Our entire political movement will be a summary of a final in a women's studies course someplace. That'll be the new Democratic Party. That's it. Terrence K. Williams is a great comedian. He's awesome, and what he does on Twitter, he's this great comedian. Just follow at W_Terrence TERRENC. He's so awesome, and what he does is he posts himself on Twitter, looking at like the latest liberal meltdowns, and then he goes off. It's just so awesome. It's just it's hilarious. Oh my goodness. The Amazing Lucas is awesome too. I watched The Amazing Lucas. He goes, "Oh my goodness." He's very, very good. Kevin's Corner is very, very good. They're both awesome. Sticks is awesome. Hard Bastard is awesome. You're looking at, and I did the countdown. You're looking at Montana, North Dakota, Missouri, Indiana, Florida, New Jersey. That's 6 seats that I think are gonna flip from blue to red in the Senate. Now you have West Virginia, Michigan, Minnesota, and Wisconsin that are possible. You could get easily 6 to 8. Can you believe 6 to 8? 6 to 8 seats in the Senate, ladies and gentlemen. 6 to 8 seats in the Senate. You're talking 6 to 8 seats in the Senate. So when I say, look at me right now, Republicans are going to keep control of the House. Jeff Tidwell, he's a great human being, and he's awesome. We're 100% cool. He's absolutely wonderful human being. Different political philosophy now. I mean, I'm a Trump supporter 100%, but I have 100% respect for him. But you're looking at 6 to 8 seats. 6 to 8 seats, ladies and gentlemen. Six to 8 seats in the Senate. 6 to 8 seats. I want everyone, if you could, just type. Get that karma going. 6 to 8 seats. Just write it out now, please. Don't worry about any haters. Just write it out. I just want to see it. 6 to 8 seats. I want to visualize it here. 6 to 8 seats. Let's do this. Yes, Angela. Yes. One person. Okay. Led's led. Yes. 68. 6 to 8. Yes. Clayton. Yes. Eric, H5. Yes. Neil. Yes. Jordan. Justin. Yes. Mr. Longanoid. Yes. Protect animals. Yes. Yes. Okay, it's happening. It's happening, ladies and gentlemen. Michelle. Yes. Get your ruse. Yes. Angela Chung. Yes. You see? Everett. Nancy. It's happening. 6 to 8. Jennifer Hemer. Yes. 6 to 8. Gregor the Game. Arthur C. 6. No Senate seats. Rose Courts. 6 to 8. Clayton, yes. Lachlan Bird, 6 to 8 seats. That's right. Kathy Lincoln, yes. So, and what happens if it's 10? Because West Virginia and Michigan are quite possible. Minnesota and Wisconsin are very much long shots. But what happens if it's 10? You got 6 to 8. Jermaine, yes. Joe Public, yes. Angela Chung, 6 to yes. Angela Chung, thank you. 6 to 8. Yes, thank you, Angela. 6 to 8. You know what? I'm going to make that my next annoying statement that I say about 10,000 times a day. So when I say from now on, thank you, everybody. You've now made another annoying statement for me. So when I say, look at me, Republicans will keep the House, because they will keep the House. Just, you've already looked into the future, and it's already party time, Party Central, this station. 6 to 8 seats. 6 to 8 seats. 6 to 8 seats. So when I say, look at me right now, Senate, 6 to 8 seats. Huh? I would love 8 to 10. I would love 8 to 10. I would absolutely love 8 to 10. 6 to 8 seats. Wow. Thank you, Angela. Thank you. John Brennan. This is John Brennan on election night. I'll have you know that you've won 8 seats and you've kept the House. And Democrats had a miserable showing. But I want you to know something, Trumpy. Your kickatocracy didn't stop Big John Cox in California. But your kickatocracy will not see a very happy showing in the history of human thought. I'm going to go now because I'll probably be sued into oblivion by Trumpy. Papa D, 628 seats. Papa D, 628. 6 to 8. Oh my God, this is so great. 6 to 8 seats. 6 to 8 seats. They could win easily 6 to 8 seats. And I mean, it's going to be great. Now, how do you have a blue wave when you have 6 to 8 seats in play? Tell me how that happens. Tell me how that happens. The left took too many liberal arts courses and said, we're going to tailor our political party to that. And that's all. And anyone who doesn't agree is a supremacist, enabler, sexist, horrible monster. It's not even a political movement. It's not even a political movement. They don't even have, Democrats don't have a political movement. They have a bunch of liars. Well, I mean, look, what did Project Veritas come up? Project Veritas basically came out with what's going on. McCaskill is like, oh yeah, we have, her whole staff is like, oh yeah, we have to do this. We can't really believe what we're saying. So, and you have Trump in Montana, lines, beyond belief. Angela Chung, Beer Night 6-pack, 8 p.m. Yes. Well, I mean, it's on November 6th, 2018. Everyone just stay home, get the Sam Adams, get the beers going, enjoy this channel. Angela Chung, you have to party with all of us. It's going to be a party on this channel, November 6th, 2018. November 6th, 2018. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your husband, tell your wife, tell your boyfriend, tell your girlfriend, tell everybody. Brandon Wolf, thank you, Angela. Thank you again, Angela. Brandon Wolf, Rosenstein is toast. They're all toast. Overwhelmed the vote. So early returns are better than two. So far, wow, tsunami's happening. Wow. This is going to be so great. It's going to be so great. It's going to be so amazing. It's going to be so amazing. They're not going to know what to do with themselves. They're going to be like, well, we just, you know what? And they'll be like, it'll almost be a supermajority in Congress. They'll almost have 60 seats in Congress, which would be I'm telling you, like with Amy Barrett Cohen if let's say she's, that Trump's like has to pick another Supreme Court justice, there won't even be like the Spartacus moment and all that stuff. It'll be like, we got almost 60, so we're not even going to run it by you. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You can go ahead and go jump into elevators and see what happens. To 6 to 8 seats, 2 years. Army. SGO owns voting machines, may have PC remote installed in them. SGO Corp owned by the Queen and Soros, paper ballot, early vote. That's very great point. Paper ballots, paper, vote early. I'm going to vote early. I'm going to vote early. Ame, as always, thank you. And Ame be here with Angela and Brandon and the young baby boomer. Well, definitely the Russian vodka, but I can't. Ame and the young baby boomer, I can't even drink the Russian vodka because it's probably against policy. I would totally do that if I could do it, I would. That'd be amazing. Ame, thank you so much as always. Ame, thank you so much as always. I would totally if I could, I would do shot after shot. Not that I ordinarily do that. I don't, but it would be so great. Then I'd be like, isn't this great? I called it. Yeah, what's up? No, I wouldn't do that. Ame, thank you. Thank you as always, Ame. Thank you very, very, very much. Thank you. The young baby boomer, Russian vodka for sure. Scooby don't. 620. 6 to 8. Yes. 6 to 8. 6 to 8. Yes. Yes. Bruce Smith. At the post-election line, I might list how Dems could have won. Do so, yes. They do everything wrong to win, thank God. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, I have in my head. I was telling one of my buddies today who's a Democrat, and he basically said we're always going to lose. And I thought I was going to tell him something he didn't know. I was like, look at me. Like I always look at me. Republicans are going to keep control of the House. He's like, yeah, I know. I was like, what? What do you mean you know? You're not supposed to know. I'm supposed to be the first one to tell you. He's like, yeah, we're probably going to lose. Great. He totally took the wind out of my sails, and I was like, okay. So how's your day going? I wanted to be like, I never, Patty, I never drink unless I'm alone or with somebody. That's awesome. Oh, man. Ame. Paper ballots. Vote early. Vote early. All 500 people. Vote early. Vote early. Vote early. Scooby don't. Bruce Smith. Ame. Everyone. Be here. Be here. Look at Crazy Eddie. Look at him. Thank you. It's going to be so. Nachos live stream. Everybody subscribe to Nachos live stream. He is awesome. It's going to be so awesome. It is going to be so awesome. Oh, my goodness. The Amazing Lucas says, oh, my goodness. He's a great channel, too. Amazing Lucas is a great channel. Really is a great channel. Subscribe to The Amazing Lucas on YouTube. He's awesome. Just type in The Amazing Lucas. He's really, really awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless. Thank you so very, very much. Oh my goodness. Blue Lady 22, thank you. Ame, thank you so much. Ame. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Ame, thank you so very, very, very much. Ame, be here November 6th, 2018. Be here November 6th. God bless you, the young baby boomer. Be here. God bless you, Brandon Wolf. Be here November 6th, 2018. Ami, we're going to have a great time. It's going to be 2 years. We've been victorious. We're already victorious, so. Sling Spade, thank you. Thank you. It's going to be so awesome. Angela, thank you. When will I start? November 6th. Isaiah 53. Everybody. On November 6th, I'm probably going to start. Well, I mean, I'll definitely do like an HA After Dark November 5th going into November 6th. I'll wake up like probably about 6 a.m. my time, which would be 9 a.m. Eastern. And I'm going to roll all into 2 a.m. I'll be doing uploads. I'll be doing live streams. And it's going to be fantastic. I'll definitely be doing at least 2 live streams immediately after and uploads immediately after we win, keep the House, and gain in the Senate, 6 to 8 in the Senate. 6 to 8 in the Senate. Ame, thank you so much. There are no Republicans on the ballot in Senate and Lieutenant Governor in California. Well, that's because the Senate is just De Leon versus it's Kamala Harris, but then it's De Leon and Feinstein. Sling Spade, thank you. Thank you. It's going to be amazing. You know, we survived. Ame and everyone, Sling Spade and everyone. We survived. Blue Lady 22. We survived 2 years. Yes. For free reign. Yeah, they will celebrate losing. Maybe losing reign. They probably do. The Democrats will probably find some way to spin it. Well, you know, they're going to blame gerrymandering. Just remember what I said. They're going to blame gerrymandering. They're going to blame everything that they've blamed already, probably Russia also. They'll find something to blame, and, you know. We won after 2 years, ladies and gentlemen. We won after 2 years of baloney and nonsense and manure and bandini and everything possible Democrats love to just throw and on themselves and others. We won. We won. I'm already doing the show. I'm already doing the show on November 6th that evening. I'm just, you know what? I might as well just start the show already. We already won. I might just start the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we did it. We did it. We did it. That's right. We kept the House. I've been saying that the whole time. We kept the House. We did it. 538, all of them. The Economist, Cenk Uygur, everybody said that the Republicans are going to lose and Democrats we're going to gain in the House in a blue wave. It never happened. Local OC race is making me crazy. Still not done. Papa D. You got Young Kim. You got Mimi Walters. You got Dana Rohrabacher. I'm not worried about the OC. It's going to be great. I mean, Kevin Yoder could lose to David's in Kansas, but I don't think I think that is Sharice Davids could win. Democrat, she could win. Sharice Davids could win, and Connor Lamb could win. They could get about 10 seats, 15. They need 23. They can get 20. Who knows? They ain't going to get the whole thing. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. Thank you so very, 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 very much. Ame, thank you. Thank you, Ame. Thank you so much. And everyone, God bless. I'll see you a little later for HA After Dark. Be here November 6, 2018. It's going to be great. Ame, Papa D, we're all going to party. Brandon, we're all going to party. And it's going to be awesome. Thank you so very much. Everyone, God bless. Have a great, great, great evening. Thank you.